made it to Springfield, Missouri. Got a lot in store, and waiting for Eric to pick us up. Our plane came in a little bit early. Yeah, welcome to Springfield. Here we go. I've spent over 2 decades scouring the planet for adventure, the craziest extreme sports, and amazing cultures. Now I'm taking my love for travel and excitement and pairing it with all things brewed, and I'm taking you with me. So grab a tasty beverage and strap in. This ride's about to get wild. My name is Jeff Coxon. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Brew.
Right now, we're taking control. Tired of waiting for something new. Right now, we're taking control. Tired of waiting for something new.
You're probably wondering what I'm doing in Springfield, Missouri. Well, I got invited here by Eric Hadley, the owner and founder of Got Your Six Coffee Company. He's got an event going on here called Beans and Bullets, and I wanted to be a part of it. He also hired us to shoot a pilot of an upcoming series he has going on. And what the hell? I've never been to Springfield. I want to see what's going on here. But before we start these shenanigans, I need to stop over and see my friends at Corwin Chrysler Dodge Jeep who are letting me borrow their Charger Hellcat. After hours and hours on flights, the first thing I wanted to do when I touched down was get a beer. So Eric took me over to Alamo Draft House. This place is pretty rad. Movie theater, check. Tons of beers on tap, check. Awesome food, got that too. So we sit down, have a little pre-funk, and then we're gonna go throw some axes.
I feel something just ain't right. If I stop checking up on you, baby.
What transition? So you're both military?
I wasn't, no.
You weren't, so husband's
him.
military.
Yeah.
And what made you guys get into this? This is way different.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Well, Tom, when he retired from the military, we moved back home to here in Ozark, Missouri. And he started building custom tomahawks in our garage as a hobby. There's a lot of military themes with tomahawks and axes and all
for sure.
that. So he was
way
already
back.
familiar with it.
Especially in the U.S.
Yeah. So he started to do that just as a hobby, and a lot of his retired military buddies and current military buddies were still like, hey, I want one. So then it kind of became like a business. We were starting to make them for them, sell them to them, and then it became a business. And we started that back in 2017. And then through that, when he was researching axes and just different finishes and things like that, indoor axe throwing was becoming a really big thing in the United States. It came down from Canada. It started in the East Coast.
Of course,
then,
game started in Canada,
exactly,
right?
They brought, they had always thrown outdoor axes
Yeah.
for competition, and then they brought it inside because obviously they have crappy weather a lot
it
of the
snows
year.
all the damn time.
Yeah. So then they brought it inside, and then it really started picking up in the U.S. Here a few years ago, and then we opened in March of last year, and it's just been really successful since then. So
that's awesome. And so I was talking to Eric a little bit about it, and you guys are like franchising out now?
Yeah, we are. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, within the span. So we've only been open a little over a year now.
Already expanding franchising.
Right.
That's huge.
Yeah,
That's
it's
big
crazy.
steps.
Yeah. So it's a lot to learn. But
So how many are there now?
So now we have a Branson location and a Joplin location. So there's 3 of us.
That's cool.
So we're obviously the headquarters, but Yeah,
That
it's
is
a lot
awesome.
of fun. We stay in the whole veteran themed. So the guys over in Joplin are also a veteran-owned business. And
That's
then
cool.
The guy down in Branson was a cop for 19 years.
There you go.
So we stay with that like veteran LEO
LEO
type.
type. It's kind of what Eric's doing.
Totally.
And you guys are, no wonder you guys are kind of
It's
partnered.
just such a good group of people.
It really
can't
is.
beat it,
So you're gonna have to teach me. I've thrown axes before, but it's been a long, long time, and it was big double-sided axes.
Yeah, right.
And it was underhand, which was
totally
is
different.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
So,
I can throw underhand too.
but I've seen this on TV. I've seen it. A lot of my friends on social media have been doing it. We don't have anything local like this in the Bay Area, so I'm like really stoked to try this. But you're gonna have to put my training wheels on.
So the biggest thing is you're going to basically, it's a small camping hatchet, right? And you're going to take your dominant hand, so your throwing hand.
Right.
You're going to place your dominant foot forward.
Okay.
You line up pretty close to the line till I can see where you're throwing. Do you want me to throw one? Or
I sure do.
Oh,
I want to see.
Now the
see
pressure.
The champ.
All right. Yeah, right. So what we'll do is we'll line up, but then what you're going to do is you're going to line your blade up towards the bullseye, straight on like that.
Right.
You keep your wrist locked.
Right? Yeah, so you don't spin it.
90 degrees. That was the biggest thing. I played college softball, so it took me a little bit to get the snap down. Yeah. But you're going to rock back with your whole shoulder, stay straight, come straight forward. When you release it, you're just going to point
trying to get one
at the
full
target.
rotation,
Yep,
right?
Just
Basically.
one rotation. That's it. All right, let me try. If you want to back up just a hair.
No pressure.
Right.
Boom.
I just got to warm up.
There you go.
And this isn't my axe. I have an axe too. Hey, Isaac, can you bring me my axe?
Oh, we got
Can you bring me my axe?
special axe. It's like
Yeah,
Thor.
it's just because it's the weights. Like once you get used to throwing
You do.
your axe.
It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
Yeah.
Same with knife throwing. Oh, look at that. That's dope.
Yeah, right?
That's cool.
Boss Hog, that's me. Oh, man.
Woo!
See, it messed me up. As far as, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to step back a little bit. What axe throwing is mainly about your release and the distance from the target that you are.
Right.
So we can really correct people's throwing with those two things.
Gotcha. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So do you guys do like championships in matches and stuff?
So we host leagues.
Leagues, yeah.
So we're part of the World Axe Throwing League. And what that is, there's thousands of competitors across the world that throw, and we host league nights. So similar to bowling, but you're throwing axes.
All right, so let's see if I can get this here.
Yep. So yeah, do you remember if you were throwing the light or the heavy one?
I was throwing a lighter one, but let's try a heavy one.
Okay.
Husqvarna.
So yeah, go all the way up to the line
All the way
for
up?
me till you can see. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, take a half step back.
Half step back?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Boom. Look at that. That's good coaching.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Oh, I beat you.
Yep. I got right in the
beginner's
knot
luck.
right there.
Beginner's luck. That's just good teaching,
Yeah.
right? Well, I was gonna come over and say, is this the amateur aisle? But you have to go and throw something like that.
I'm trying. It's only taken me like a half an hour.
Yeah. Well, I just got schooled by the champ. So we'll let's have a little competition here. Loser buys breakfast.
Wow.
I mean, you're bringing coffee anyway, so I can't bet coffee, but there's got to be something else involved.
I've got just the spot.
Do you?
Just the spot.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Sweet.
So best out of what? Or I guess we just do points, and how do we add it up? Do we got a tally system here, or
I think
something we
they
can
have
write
a
it down?
tally system. We can do. It's like 3
There we
rounds.
go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Should we flip a coin or something? See who goes first? Or we could just go. Was it age before beauty?
You want a coin? I got a coin.
There you go. Get a coin.
I don't
Is
think
this
you've
the
seen this
special
coin.
one? No, not yet. Oh, good lord, dude. Oh, dude, that's rad. That's so cool, dude.
Heads, tails?
There you go.
Call in the air? All right. Heads. Yeah.
Look at that.
I'll
All right.
default. I'll let you go first.
Go first? All right. Ladies first, huh? Okay. Now watch me like choke. Full bullseye. There we go. That's a good way to start.
Yeah, that's
I can already smell
what?
I can already smell the bacon.
That's what, a 5?
Yeah.
No pressure, right?
No, none at all. None at all. That was pure luck.
Yeah, pure luck, right.
Pure luck. Oh.
Well, that's fine.
That's no bueno. So tomorrow, I mean, you got a lot of stuff planned,
Yeah.
which I'm super excited about. 3. So tomorrow we've got the brewery I know you have set up for us, which I'm obviously more than excited about.
Springfield Brew Co.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, that place is awesome.
It looks
Have you seen
cool.
the inside?
I've seen pictures.
The pictures?
Yeah.
It's
It
an
looks
awesome
really
setup.
cool. A big old brick building. It's badass.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's right downtown, like the heart
Right.
of Springfield.
Yeah.
So we got that.
I'm almost, I mean, I love breweries and nothing to take away from that. I'm more excited to go to Retro Built and see the rods.
Dude,
See those cars, man.
I'm in heaven working with those guys.
I mean, I can't believe, and it was funny, you know, it's, you guys pulled up and I was like, I look over at Christian, I was like, this is the most badass Uber I've ever ordered.
I know, right? Which one do you got? The monster truck?
Yeah,
And
I
you got
know,
the,
right? Or the car, the
Yeah.
GT500.
Wait till you see some of the other stuff we got. We got some good stuff.
awesome.
I parked a bunch of stuff in the shop today.
Tonight's fun, you know, we go to Alamo and have some drinks and then we pull up and there's Acura NSX, 2 Mustang Shelbys, and then, you know, Corwin let me borrow the Hellcat for the weekend, which is, you know, super badass. And then we got your big
Love
ass
that
pickup.
color.
That's nice. That
looks,
orange.
Yeah.
Dude, it's ridiculous, man. Oh, he
Hey,
missed.
there we go.
He's human.
I'll take that one.
There you go. Now you got to catch up. Tell me a little bit about the family that you're doing this benefit from.
Chief Warrant Officer Johnathan Buffett. It was, talk about a crazy,
2.
I'm just like straight up here.
2.
So I made the decision to do the event, and I was trying to find a family, somebody local that we could commemorate, and it was kind of surreal because I was having a meeting with one of my mentors, and my phone started blowing up, and turns out Richard Buffett and his wife and kids, I got 5 kids, went into Downtown Tactical, and it was the day after his death, the reunion, 8 years. They went into Downtown Tactical and they made a donation in honor of his brother passing away. Johnathan Buffett, he lived from 84 to 2011, died in a tragic motorcycle accident while stationed in Camp Humphreys, South Korea. And at the time of his death, he was the youngest helicopter and fixed-wing airplane pilot in the United States Army.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's like crazy to begin with. And it kind of brings,
Yeah, it shows
yeah.
up.
So I'm
Nuts.
just super stoked. Local family, they're his brother's from here in Springfield. The rest of the family's from the Houston, Missouri area. So it's going to be, we've got some cool little tricks for them, some surprises for them. We're sending them to the Alamo Draft House. We're going to send them there all day on Saturday. Little surprise that I spent all day with them a couple months back, just kind of getting to know the family and whatnot. And Richard's wife was telling me about how when he passed, his co-pilot flew home with him to Kansas City, and there was 3, I think she said, Patriot Guard riders that left to go to Kansas City and escort him back.
Right.
3 motorcycles left. When they came back, there was like 50 motorcycles.
Wow.
So, little surprise for them. We've got them staying at the Best Western Plus up in Bolivar. Awesome little place that they just built. And what we're gonna do is I've got the Combat Motorcycle Association showing up early in the morning to escort them back into Springfield to go to Alamo Draft House and all that. So
That's awesome.
little things that, just trying to make it memorable for them. And just have fun.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Love that.
Good stuff.
I can't wait to beat them.
Yeah, let's see if I can put some points on the board
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, you're
Trailing
I'm just
a
gonna
little
leave
bit.
my damn wallet at home at this pace. Ooh. Oh, it is not looking good. Oh, somebody's getting a side of bacon. Oh, shut up. 4.
No, you got
No,
it.
I got it. Look at that. When you think vacation destinations, Springfield, Missouri probably doesn't come up. But you're doing yourself a disservice. This place is actually pretty killer. There's a lot to do here. Great beer, good spirits, lots of good food. With all that being said, I haven't had breakfast this morning and Eric invited me over to Hertz Donuts, another veteran-owned business locally here that has teamed up with Eric in his Beans and Bullets event. He rants and raves about this place, so I have to check it out. All right.
Awesome. We're here. I'm Eric Hadley with Got Your Six. We're here to pick up donuts for our Beans and Bullets event.
Okay, let me grab this for you right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Dude, these are crazy ass
These
donuts.
are insane, right? The Cookie Monster, every time my boy comes in, he gets one of these.
Yeah.
Turns into like a Smurf when
Right?
he's done
Just
eating
all
it.
over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's money. Yeah, I think my daughter would be down for the Slim Shady there, all the M&Ms.
Yeah.
She
Hertz
loves
is pretty
M&Ms.
cool, man. They've kind of an inspiration for me. They do a lot of philanthropic stuff, giving back to the community, and just watching their story from the beginning has been pretty inspiring.
That's awesome, man. More good veteran stuff.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to mow down on a few. They look good, man. Fat Boy approved.
I always do the maple long john.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
that's kind of a southern thing. Long
I
john.
know, right?
Yeah. Springfield Brewing Company. This old brick building has a lot of stories inside. I'm here to meet with head brewer Brian Allen, who's going to tell me a few more. But before we go in, Springfield has a really unique and rich history in brewing. They actually call this the Brew District. With breweries dating back all the way to 1840, traditions have carried on over and over again, and although the first brewery may not be in the same location, it's in the same area. Those old brewing styles aren't forgotten, and it's places like this that keep it going.
Springfield Brewing Company, we opened in 1997, so it's been 22 years. We opened exclusively as a brew pub by the Mueller company. Mueller is a tank fabricator, so they wanted to have a showpiece brewery right here in town. Mueller's about a mile and a half.
Gotcha.
That way. This brew house was designed to fit in an overseas shipping container. I think they thought that they would have some business in Japan and in the East. And so it's pretty high tech, certainly for 1997. It's all, the brew house is fully automated. We have lots of unique systems. Some of our chillers, a lot of things are like serial number 1 of 1, which is pretty sweet in some ways. And then maintenance-wise, it's not always the easiest thing
who do I
to
call
resolve.
to fix this thing?
That's right. Yeah. I think we're the most awarded independent brewery in the state of Missouri.
Wow. Congrats, that's awesome.
We just won our 13th GABF medal this year for our brown ale.
Okay.
That beer has won 2 previous times. Our Martzen has won World Beer Cup silver and gold, and Hefeweizen and wheat.
So you guys are really into European brews.
Yeah, I think the German heritage, German style has been.
It's a good goddamn beer. Why would you not want to?
Something that certainly goes with food.
Yes.
And something that we focused on. Gotten into IPAs. Green Ghost is our IPA. We're in Greene County here, and that's our #1 beer now. So even though we sort
it's
of
an IPA, it's gonna be
right. And in 2015, we expanded and really ramped up into sort of out-of-house sales, like production sales. So
Gotcha.
packaging and kegs. And now we're kind of throughout Southwest Missouri, a little bit in Central Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah. So every winter, the breweries come out with a Zari Night Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
And typically there have been barrel-aged versions, there have been fruited versions. We've got 10 Featherhead whiskey barrels filled with Imperial Stout right now. It's been aging for, I think, about 13 months.
Really?
Wow. So we tried some of them yesterday. We'll probably be packaging this towards the end of the year and blending it with some fresh beer as well, just to keep it complex.
And what do you call it again?
It's called Zari Night. So
Zari Night?
Imperial Stout, Starry Night.
Yeah.
Transpose the T and the S.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any chance we can try some today?
Pretty
Pretty tough, huh?
I wasn't here when they filled these, and they drove the bungs in so far that it's almost like you got to break the bung to
That's all right.
to get into it.
We can always come back.
That was a
Gives me an
challenge.
excuse to come back.
Yeah, we were going to try them all yesterday, but we only got into one.
How was it?
It was good.
Yeah.
It had some good caramel, a little bit of graham cracker.
Yeah.
It was a little thin, so I think blending it with some
Gotcha.
fresh beer will give it a little body and
Yeah.
add some complexity.
A little carbonation.
Yeah. But it's crazy, the just differences that different barrels will give.
Oh, it's crazy. They all have their own character, man.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot into some like home barrel aging stuff, and even on the whiskey side. So taking old barrels and doing like a mixed drink, like an old fashioned, and then aging it for another 5 weeks or so.
Okay.
In an already used barrel. It's crazy how like the flavor structure changes, and because an old fashioned's good anyways.
Yeah,
as long
yeah.
as long as the bourbon or the rye is really good.
Sure.
But then actually taking like a good bourbon or rye, mixing it, and then letting it age again, just like opens up a whole new palette of flavors.
Okay.
It's crazy. I was telling you the other night is
Yeah.
you start having it and you're like 4 glasses in and you're like, oh crap, I'm got ready to go on a trip here. Right? But it's because it's delicious, and that's the best thing about is beer is I've got a 2008 that's been aging a Deschutes Abyss. And the last one we cracked open about 4 months ago was unbelievable. Yeah. And they've stayed in perfect temps, and never been screwed with, haven't been moved around a bunch, and I think this is like one of my. I love everything about brewing. This is one of my favorite parts of it.
Yeah, it's unique. It adds a new complexity to
new science.
Yeah.
It's just cool, man. And when you have a really good one, you can really appreciate what's gone into it.
Sure.
And obviously the flavor profile is just crazy on some of them. It's like literally like every couple seconds you get a different flavor, and it's like wow. Plus they're like usually 12-13%.
Yeah.
Right? They're pretty tanks.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt.
So we got some beers coming.
Yeah.
What do we have
I think
again?
We've got Walnut Street Wheat, American Street Wheat beer,
Okay.
and then Raspberry Berliner Weiss.
That's gonna go
that's
to
me.
him.
So
that's the
is,
raspberry.
Raspberry blackberry Berliner
thanks.
Weiss.
Oh, it smells great. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cool. Damn, that's good. That's really good. It's about 5% or so, or 6%.
Yeah. A lot of our beers are pretty middle of the road, low alcohol.
Crushable, good boat drinks.
Boat drinks, yeah.
After you.
We've got 6 vertical serving tanks that feed the bar, and then out above the brew house there are 3 horizontal bag in a tank. It's sort of like a big Capri Sun.
Oh, really?
So the beer actually never touches the stainless, saves us a little bit on chemical.
Wow.
And we've just used air pressure.
I have yet to see one of those.
I've
heard of them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah. So again, 2011, some independent investors bought the brewery from Mueller, but we still have a good relationship with them, and that's a Mueller innovation.
They have their hands next door too, right?
Yeah.
Where we're going next.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. We're talking about doing some, making some wort for them so they can start making scotch. Yeah.
There you go.
We'll see how
You
that
guys,
goes.
are they at a spot now where they can kind of collab with some barrel aging too, or?
I think so. I think a couple years ago we got some barrels. I don't know if they were rum barrels or whiskey barrels from them. But it's nice to source barrels from different areas.
Oh, for
certainly
sure.
Local areas.
Yeah, different.
Try to get some high end, widely recognized, I guess.
Yeah.
People making bourbon too.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Some barrels are good once, some barrels are good 3-4 times, and you're still getting good spirit character out of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's definitely more of an art than a science.
How many of these are you cranking through a month?
These are 16 barrel tanks, and our big sellers, we'll move them in about 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Some of the longer ones will be about 10 weeks that we move. We'll do about 3,000 barrels a year. Half of that's in-house, half of that's distributed.
Missouri's drinking.
Missouri is drinking, that's for sure.
Cheers.
That's for sure. Yeah. It's interesting. I've brewed in several different states, and the states that have a large brewer in the state have pretty advantageous beer laws.
Yeah.
Those that don't are a little more stricter and maybe distributor focused or
Now,
distiller
do you
focused.
guys have like certain time frames you can be open or amount that you can serve to the public?
It depends on the licensing. Some of the licensing, depending on what license you have, you can only do certain things. Like you might not be able to distribute, or you may not be able to make beer over
Or
X
growlers or
percent.
stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
growlers. I think anyone can. Missouri, you can fill a growler at a liquor store.
Really?
You can fill a growler for you.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's a little lax on that.
I think there are like gas stations that
Yeah.
fill growlers.
Yeah, it's like Oregon, man.
Yeah.
Oregon and California both are
Yeah.
doing that. We visited Montana last year, and Montana has the funkiest laws for breweries, and because they have a tavern association, I guess. So they can only serve 4 pints per patron per day. So you get a punch card when you go in, and once that punch card's done, you can't do it. You can buy as many growlers or fill your growler and leave.
Yeah.
You can do that, and they can only be open till 8 p.m.
Yeah. No, we're I think open as long as you can serve alcohol, you can serve.
That's great.
Serve beer.
That's great. What's the cutoff here in Missouri? 2 a.m.?
Yeah, I think it's 2 o'clock. I think
Yeah.
last call is at like 1:30, and they want you out at like 1:50.
That's good enough.
Yeah, right.
Drink
If it's
after
3
2.
o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning,
Yeah, you got issues.
Yeah,
man.
something
Or something good's
something
happening.
good's not happening. Yeah. So,
Cool. I want to check those bags out.
yeah, sure. This is a Mylar bag
I can hold that for you.
that is in our horizontal servers. So it's just a bag that unrolls, it goes in, you fill it slowly,
That's a trip.
and then air pressure pushes, like squeezes the bag closed. It literally is like a giant Capri Sun.
For adults, I love it.
Need to pull one
So
of those in the
it
truck.
has its disadvantages. You have to put the beer in a tank to carbonate it first. You can't carbonate it in the bag,
Yeah.
which we're able to do in the servers or in a
Oh, for
bright
sure.
tank. But it's still pretty neat. I think there's some environmental benefit of not, using nasty chemicals to clean.
Yeah.
Another tank, and I think they're big in the EU.
Well, I mean, that's also, too, on your guys' checkbook,
Right.
It's a lot less, things touching everything, and
Yeah.
for the purists out there.
Yeah.
That's
So
excellent.
we got our water treatment right behind us, carbon filtration, water softener, RO unit. This big tank's our RO water holding tank. And then we're in our basically bottling hall right now. 2 30-barrel bright tanks and a little 6-head Maheen.
You don't do cans, just bottle, right?
We don't do cans. We talk a lot about cans, but no, we're...
Seems to be the hot ticket lately.
Yeah,
like
especially
bottles.
here, there's lots of rivers, a lot of people float, a lot of people hunt, a lot of people fish.
Yeah.
Glass isn't ideal in those situations, but we were set up bottling, so that's kind of where
It's old
we
school,
are.
man.
Yeah.
I still love a good bottle. They stay cold longer.
Yeah.
And there's always that argument of light, but I mean,
Light
it is
strike?
what it is.
Yeah. As
It's
long
what
as
it
it's
is.
brown.
And you're opening it anyways, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this kind of serves as both a warehouse, and then also we've got 8 30-barrel fermenters in the
You're
back
kidding.
here. And we're plumbed for more. At this point, we're not at capacity, so I don't think we're gonna be getting any new tanks anytime soon.
Gotcha.
Hey, you're welcome, John. No, most of what we do back here is Green Ghost or IPA.
Okay. What do you got bubbling in here?
Yeah, this is Green Ghost.
Green Ghost?
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's cranking. First generation on the yeast, so
Okay.
yeast is nice and healthy. We just played around with this Norwegian farmhouse Kveik yeast.
Yeah.
Kveik.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it.
I don't either.
Yeah. But I was reading about it and heard some friends talk about it, and it's super hot, super fast, it's clean, it's not going to throw phenols or anything like that. So we just did a double IPA with it, and these beers will knock out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and if you're here at midnight, maybe you'll see a bubble or two. Certainly in the morning, it's starting to percolate, right?
Gotcha.
With these Kveik yeasts, we knocked out at 4 o'clock, and at 4:30, it was cranking.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Yeah. And
Holy cow.
I fermented some saisons, up in the 90-degree range. But you're looking for those sort of phenols and some of that spice. But yeah, we fermented them at 90 degrees, and they just...
I love seeing it. We're slowly starting to see more farmhouse style and saison ales. I don't understand why they're not taking off like an IPA. I love them, and there's so much flavor palette you can screw with on those things, and they're super crushable.
Yeah, I've often thought a lot about why lagers are the #1 beer around the world, by volume, and
Because of the big boys.
well, is
lot
it
of the
that,
times.
or is there something about esters that most people
easy
don't really
drinkability,
like?
yeah.
It's clean, it's just malt and hops. And,
Yeah.
we sort of broken past I'm going to have some fruity esters, in my ales or whatever, and then you get up into phenols and sort of some of the spice that some of those Belgian beers have.
Yeah.
It can be a little off-putting, I think, to the uninitiated.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you can go anywhere and find a hef, basically,
Right.
and they're all different. And I think that's the one that everyone's so familiar with, and they start hearing the different crazy names, and they're like, oh God, what is that? And now, the big surge lately has been Kolsch, which is great. It's one of I love Kolsch.
I love Kolsch beer, yeah.
Great beer. And that's another one. It's really similar to a lager and a Pilsner, where it's easy, very drinkable, but it's got its own flavor palette. I think it's I love them all for what they are, and I try not. It's apples and oranges to me until you get into IPAs, right? Because IPAs, good God, man, there's so much stuff. It's milkshakes and aged and mixes, and I'm seeing a lot of like south of the border stuff. You're seeing like. Saw one the other day. It was like a cinnamon, like milkiness to it, like a horchata.
Wow. Horchata.
Yeah,
IPA.
and it took me 2 cans to really get it.
Okay.
And the first one I was like, I don't know if I like this, but it had like, and then I would wait a second, and then that cinnamon would kick in because at first it was real bitter. And then I was like, gosh, I don't know if I like it. And then probably a day or two later, I was like, because I bought 2 cans. I always buy 2 because I like the first one. I never know. Maybe I'll like the second one. And I took the second one. I was like, it's really not that bad, but I have to get in the mindset of okay, I'm having a horchata beer. I'm not having an IPA because I'm going to just think about it, comparing it to something else. But they're not bad. But, seeing Kolsch and more German-style beers come out, makes my heart happy. I just something about German beers, Belgian beers, just the whole part of the world, they just crush it with good beer.
Yeah. So the glorious job of a brewer.
Putting together all the stuff that people take it granted for.
Building 6-packs.
What was it you were saying earlier about the wet socks?
Yeah, the wet socks. If you don't have wet socks, you're popping 6-packs or popping cardboard boxes.
Yeah, nobody, everybody sees all the glorious shots of slow motion of beer being poured out and everybody having a good time, but nobody sees the slow motion of these being put together.
There's a trick if you go on one end and sort of open that first.
Now he
Now
teaches
he
us
does.
the
Yeah,
trick.
well-
You could have got more out of us if you.
It took me a
Amateur
while
over
to
here.
figure that out.
So we do this,
We do this,
and then now what?
and then we take a mother carton, and this is a
The
lot
mother
easier.
of all cartons.
Yeah, mother box, mother case. This just pops open, and it's got a little fold again on the bottom.
I'm butchering this so bad.
And
Somebody's gonna pick this up at like, a local market, and there's like, what?
They screwed my
moron dude did this, and then they're gonna probably go home and go onto the show and just be like, oh, I see where I got my case from.
and then why God gave us 5 fingers, so you can grab 4 of these boxes, and they just slide right in.
I'm not even gonna attempt that.
And we got to build 180 of these for Monday.
Hey, look what I just did. Okay, that's fine. After a couple beers and a quick tour of the facility, we had to bounce out and head over to Ozarks Live, a local news channel's daily show where Eric and I can talk a little bit about what we've got going on this weekend and his Beans and Bullets event.
Got your 6 coffees in the house?
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Come on over, you guys. 3, 2,
Yes,
see.
and any complaint. And welcome back to Ozarks Live. We're here with Eric Hadley and Jeff Coxon. Guys, great to have you here today. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in. Now, we've talked a few times about Beans and Bullets. Why don't you kind of explain to our folks again what that's all about?
So Got Your Six Coffee Company, what we're doing is we're putting on an event called Beans and Bullets, where we're putting 30 first responders and veterans through a 2-day tactical rifle course. We do this for 3 reasons. It's a way for us to say thank you to those who don a uniform of service for our communities and country. It's a way for us to gift them expensive, high caliber training and gear that they can take back to serve them and their communities. And it's a way for us to commemorate the life of a fallen hero, which this year we're commemorating Chief Warrant Officer Johnathan Buffett, who is, at the time of his death, he was the youngest helicopter and fixed-wing airplane pilot in the United States Army.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very interesting. So you've got the beans over here, you got the bullets over here,
Yes,
put
ma'am.
them all together. I got it all right. Now, Jeff, you're the creator of this show, Brotherhood of Brew.
Yes.
Very interesting. Talk to us about that.
Well, it's hard to put it all together shortly, but basically, it's a show that we started about 5 years ago and started filming last year.
Mm-hmm.
And we travel the globe looking for obscure breweries and distilleries, anything that can be brewed or fermented, and tell their story, their passions behind it, and then we connect the community around it and add in adventure and motorsports and anything else that we find, and that's what wound us up here.
Very cool. I
Got
like
Your
that.
Six, that's a term that anyone in the military understands.
Military,
so
law
they
enforcement,
feel the connection right away.
Got your back.
Good stuff. And again, this event is
This weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday
Beans and Bullets Reloaded.
Sunday. Good stuff. It's going to be fun. All right. Well, thank you so much, Eric Hadley, Jeff Coxon. Good work
Yes,
on
sir.
you
Thanks
guys.
for
Have
being
fun
with
while
us.
you're in the Ozarks.
Always.
Good. I hope so. All right. Our friends from School of Rock are stopping by, so don't go anywhere.
Ozarks Live will be right back. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
Good job.
Yes,
Always good
thank
to see
you,
you, sir.
Pleasure.
Yeah,
Great
thank
meeting
you.
you.
Very
Thank
nice
you.
to meet you. Good to see you also.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
It's not every day you order an Uber and it happens to be Bo Brantley of Retro Built who shows up in a brand new NSX to take you over to drink some whiskey. That was fun. Now it's time to do some drinking. When you think spirits, you think class. Bourbon, scotch, vodka, a little bit of gin. This place oozes it. It's nothing but class. It's got a bitchin' interior, lots of dead stuff on the walls, and I dig that. Now let's see if their drinks are good.
I'm originally from Oklahoma, and so my dream in life was to be a professional bass.
Are you Sooner or a cowboy?
Sooner all the way.
Right?
All the way. And so my dream in life was to be a professional bass fisherman, work at Bass Pro, and do marketing. So
yeah.
Came up here, went to college, got the degree.
Nice.
Got the job at Bass Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Was a terrible bass fisherman. So terrible.
Me too.
Yeah.
Good fly fisherman for trout. I can't catch a bass to save my life. And they say it's supposed to be an easy fish to catch, but
yeah. But it was the most wonderful time of my life up until about 2008, and I think we all know what those times were like.
Yes.
And,
I went through the same thing.
Found myself looking for something to do, and been a home brewer for 15 years.
Oh, nice.
Had a opportunity to meet a distiller here locally that was open at a distillery, and he needed sales and marketing help, and I needed to learn how to distill.
You had that, yeah.
Yeah, so I got him going, and then 3-4 years later, I had the opportunity to start my own shop, and here
Living
we
the
are.
dream, right?
Yeah,
Living
I
the
think
dream.
so. Yes.
Well, you guys have a really cool outfit here.
Thank you.
And I've been in a lot of distilleries, a lot of breweries, but it's, when you come into a place and it's just like, you ultimately feel relaxed right when you walk in the door, and that's kind of what you guys have, and it's cool that you guys do a lot of the stuff here. You want to run me through what you got? A little bit of your process and how you guys got here?
Absolutely. So one of the things we're most prideful of is we've created or built most of this stuff all over on our own. So with the help of course, of a few tradesmen and craftsmen, but we designed this still. It's a 300-gallon all copper still we had produced here in town. We call it Lenny. It's named after my grandma, which is cool. Her name was Lenny, and kind of ties in with the Len arm if you're familiar with distilling. So so this is Lenny, and she was always a hard worker, and so is this Lenny for sure.
That's awesome.
So
man.
this is where we make our whiskeys and our rums. So we use the all copper for that, and then so we make a gin, we make a rum, we make a vodka. And then we do some whiskeys. So we do some blending, we do some, we make some of our own, and then we also do some sourcing and some blending with those products.
So you're full spectrum.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
We like it all.
I like that. That's awesome. And then, so I mentioned you were saying, where'd you get your other equipment? You said Dogfish Head?
Yeah, well, so that's a funny story. So all of the equipment in here we've kind of sourced, and we've kind of lucked out on. So these 2 tanks here came from a local pretty large chicken facility. They used to make chicken nuggets with these things that you probably find in one of the big box stores.
Really?
But so we chopped up the conveyors, and they were nice and they're all stainless and nice and jacketed, and then we put a few fittings on and made stills and cookers, little 40-50 gallon cookers out of these. And this guy here makes whiskey and gin, which turns out real nice. We put a big copper column on it. And, right now we've got some malt whiskey that we're working on, which is pretty cool. We just pitched the yeast in it today. We've got small batch here, and then we've got a larger batch over here as well. So.
Gotcha. And now what all do you put in here? What is all this?
So this is all a 2-row barley that we grind up here, and then
where do you get your barley at? Is it local?
So there's recently there's been a craft malt here in Missouri, a craft malter that just opened up North Missouri. So
that's handy.
We're kind of testing some of their products.
Gotcha.
And seeing how they turn out. But normally all of our stuff, of course, comes from a BSG, which is Brewer Supply Group, and of course it comes from Canada and northern Minnesota and those areas. But so the Dogfish Head, we have an incredible chocolate company here called Askinosie Chocolate, worldwide chocolate. This dude's doing some phenomenal products. And he was making a beer with Dogfish Head. And somehow I was at my food manufacturer equipment company, and I was in the warehouse, and this guy caught my eye with the fish here and the black tank. And so I knew it was something, and I said, well, what's that all about? And they go, oh, it came from Dogfish Head. And it's like, well, what are you doing with it? And I said, well, nothing. So I said, can I have it? And they go, sure.
Nice.
And so we put a big copper coil in it and turned it into another still. So this is cool. Where we make some gin in here as well.
You guys really maximize your space and your you know, the way you guys tie your stuff in. I mean, you guys are innovative as all hell.
Well,
and it shows out there.
You know, like I said, I grew up in Oklahoma, and when I moved up here, Missouri has a definite feel of ingenuity, like people making stuff in their hands, and I mean, good stuff, bad stuff. But this area is real productive and real ingenuitive. You know,
yeah.
So
no doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, this shows it, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, so I know you guys have a plethora of drinks that you guys are known for, it looks like, and stuff. You want to we'll go out front and show me a little bit of what you have, what you recommend?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Cool, man. This is killer. I love this setup.
Thanks.
So I met with Scott, and he mentioned a couple drinks that you guys are really famous for here, that you guys have like a kind of a cult following for.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He said that you came up with this. If I just came in off the street, what do I order?
Well, we make everything as much as we can here in-house. So we make 2 kinds of bourbon, 2 kinds of gin, white rum, corn whiskey, and vodka. Our mules are very popular. It's homemade ginger beer, vodka, lime juice, served in a copper mug. They're delicious. Our bourbon is our best-selling spirit, so anything with the bourbon in it, I definitely recommend. We changed this menu out seasonally, so this is the fall 2019. We added these Russians for kind of a
Love Russians.
seasonal dessert
Yeah.
cocktail. But there's some spooky options up here, and you really can't order wrong, honestly.
It looks like it. They all look really, really good. So let's do this. Let's try. I kind of want to stay classic on the mule.
Okay.
I think. Let's do the
Classic lime.
Let's
got it.
I'm gonna let you do. I'm gonna do dealer's choice on the new fashion. And
Perfect.
Then let's do the s'more.
The s'more Russian?
Yeah.
You got it. Be right back.
Sweet. Damn, that's good.
What'd you think?
That's awesome.
That homemade ginger beer is...
That's legit.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
Man, that'll get you into some trouble.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Doesn't taste like much of anything.
Right.
Well, I mean, lots of flavor, but not much alcohol.
Yeah, that's money.
I'm glad you like it. This is the pecan chicory old fashioned.
Oh boy, look
Or
at that.
new fashioned, if you will.
That's cool. New fashion, yeah. Oh wow, that smells great.
I love the bitters. The bitters is where that cocktail started. I found a chicory pecan bitters from New Orleans
Really?
that I just loved, and so ordered it, and that cocktail was born.
Wow.
Kat, our general manager and executive chef, made me those candied pecans, and it all worked out. Our bourbon is insanely smooth for a bourbon, especially of its age.
Yeah.
So it's super drinkable, lends itself really
Super.
well to any kind of mixed cocktail, especially old fashions. So
Yeah.
we always have quite a few fashions on the menu.
Well, bravo on this one. This is
Thank
awesome.
you. And then this s'mores one, I really just wanted to make kind of like Halloween candy with alcohol for adults, you know?
Right? Oh, and it involves a torch. That's right there wins
Yeah.
me over.
Anything that you get to set on fire, right?
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy.
Please enjoy.
Oh, most definitely. I love just regular White Russians, so this is like a treat.
It's a good one. Our vodka's really smooth, so it just kind of disappears in there.
You aren't kidding.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's awesome. Dude, this is crazy.
I'll take that reaction.
That's money.
Glad you like it.
That's hands down best White Russian I've ever had.
Best White Russian you've ever
Yeah.
had? I love that. Can I get that in writing?
Yeah, you can get it on film.
Even better. Is that the favorite?
That's
of
awesome.
Of the three?
But yeah, I'm a little biased. I'm a White Russian guy. Big Lebowski's my favorite movie.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So-
the dude.
Yeah.
I'd
So
love
I-
to serve him one.
And it's an all-around like great cocktail. Like you can drink it forever.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's money. That's awesome.
Good. Glad you like it.
They're all great. It's kind of hard to compare them because they're apples and oranges.
Yeah, definitely.
that's-
You got a spread for
that's
sure.
money. That's like, I mean, not only is it fun, but it's like just tastes great. Super smooth.
Wonderful. Well, thank you.
Well done.
I'm glad you like it. Thanks.
You whiskey guys? That's probably a stupid question, right? It was actually rhetorical. But I tried these. I figured you guys might like some, so I just had them brought over, and I want to get your opinions on them because I know I love all three of these, and it's not just because I'm biased because I'm here. If it tastes like shit, I'm going to say it. But these are ridiculous, and after learning their process and like kind of what goes into this, I didn't expect anything bad. The guy.
We put a lot of care in the back.
They really do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of history into it and where it goes from, where it comes from. But you've been here, right?
Yep, a couple times.
And you haven't been here?
I have not been here.
All right, let's start with this one. So this is the raspberry mule. So it's a play off the Moscow mule. So it's their in-house vodka. This is one where you have a couple of them, like I was mentioning with liquor before, is like your with my homemade old fashions. When I age them, you get through like 3 or 4 of them and then realize, crap, I'm about ready to get so tanked and I don't even know it yet. This is like, I think, one of those same type of drinks. It's really good. You almost can't even taste the alcohol in it, but it's good.
It tastes like a limeade.
Limeade, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's money.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no complaints here, man.
No.
So, Bo, you're with Retrobuilt.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been with him? You've been with him since the start?
Since 2014.
Okay.
Retrobuilt was actually established in 2007.
Oh, okay.
So it's been
around for a
around
while.
a little bit longer than I
years, yeah.
have.
What brought you into there?
Really just
Other than
relationship.
cars.
Relationship and cars.
Yeah.
So I've been real good friends with Clint for a while, and I quit my trucking business to be home with the kids and decided we wanted to do something fun.
Trucking can be rough, man. I grew up in a trucking family. We were talking about that the other day coming from the airport. I think.
Yes, sir.
And you can either. Did you do long haul?
Yes, sir. Long haul, coast to coast.
That's the roughest. Well, you guys make some badass cars, that's for sure.
Well, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the process of what.
We start out with a 2005 to 2014 Ford Mustang, typically a GT or a GT 500 from Shelby, and go ahead and strip it down and recreate our Mustangs that we offer.
Yeah.
So we'll build a 67 through a 70. And so it gives you the drivability of new, the reliability of new, and the aesthetics of being old.
That's badass, man. To be able to have reliability, but still have that classic function.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking for. So that's a lot of what we go after, and we want function of our vehicles because we do drive them coast to coast. We have those trips that, hey, let's go see grandma on the other side of the country, and we hop in our cars and go.
Oh, yes.
And so it's an experience.
That's badass, man.
So,
all right, let's move on to the second one. So this one, I'm ahead of you guys a little bit, so you're gonna have to catch up. But this is mine doesn't look as cool as your guys' anymore. But so this is a s'mores White Russian, which
S'mores
I'm a big
White
Lebowski
Russian.
fan, so I love White Russians. They're have a special place in my heart. But these guys, this is probably the best White Russian. It is the best White Russian I've ever had. It's just crazy. Num num. That is so damn good. Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm. And then the graham cracker.
The graham cracker, right? How many drinks do you get where it has something you can eat with it on top of it, other than a Bloody Mary, Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Really-
that's delicious, man.
Really tastes graham.
Yeah, Nice, good thick cream, and then it's got that like burnt marshmallow in with it. The chocolate. Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
money, man. They've got their stuff on point here.
Yeah, they do.
She built a very, very good menu. So how'd you two meet?
How do we meet? I tracked him down one day, seen his truck. And
Saw him walking across the parking lot.
It's all about the truck.
It's all about
always
the truck.
It is. It's always the
Always
ride.
the truck.
That's the connection or the rides. And so seeing his truck in a parking lot, had to figure out who owned it, and with big coffee signs on it, it's hard to ignore that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
right.
That and the big octopus.
Yeah.
And had to know what the deal was with it.
Yeah.
So
How long ago was that?
What?
about a year.
Yeah, a little over a year.
That's
A
awesome.
little over a year. Yep.
And now you guys work in the same place. And
Yep. Just you get that relationship, and you know, it's funny how the cars always come out. You know, when you're, it's like what we were talking about earlier today. How you meet somebody and then you start to click, and you get those things that are in common, and it's the next thing. It's like trucks, cars, horsepower, and it's just the crazy. You know, even the four-wheelers and skid steers and all the fun stuff.
Anything with a motor.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, gearheads they gravitate to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right, let's get to this last one here.
What we
The
got?
coup de grace. So this right here, it's a pecan. They call them new fashions here. But it's big. It play on the old fashioned.
Okay.
It's amazing. So it's candied pecans, chicory, and whiskey.
Oh, the
And some
chicory should
bitters.
be good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all local.
That's good.
Isn't that ridiculous? It's just crazy, man. Even the pecans are just delicious.
Oh, yeah. I love that chicory in there. Yeah.
It marries perfect. Yeah. Well, guys,
I never thought that.
so we still got to check out your place.
Yes,
I want to
sir.
go out there, check that out, check some
Awesome.
rides. I know you got some badass stuff. You got a Shelby
We do.
Cobra out there.
We do.
Right?
We do.
I know. I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
All kinds of toys.
Is that running?
Yes, sir.
You got to take me on that.
Yes, sir. We're game.
We can just go now. So we've got that. We've got shoot tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got to go shoot some stuff. Pew pew. We got to meet the family.
Yep.
I'm excited
That's
about
gonna be,
that. I think that's gonna be badass.
It's going to be awesome tomorrow because
So.
We've got Combat Motorcycle Association.
Yeah.
We've got 10 riders that are going to escort the family to the Alamo Draft House. So I know that's going to be a heartfelt, meaningful. That's going to be.
Especially if it's
I'm
a
looking
surprise.
forward to that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's awesome. I
So.
cannot wait. But well, gentlemen, cheers on that.
Awesome. Cheers.
We'll still have some fun this weekend.
Absolutely.
Hot damn, that's good. Coming up on Brotherhood of Brew.